Okay, looking good so far. Let's see. Let's see if the sound sounds good on your end. Yes, it does. Good. Good, 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 good. And the imagery looks fine, I think. I can't really tell, to be honest. Um, yeah, it looks fine, looks fine. Just wanted to check on that. Christ. Hey, that is the problem with not having your own, I don't know what you call those things. But either way, either or, hello guys, what is going on? This is your boy Joshua here. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys had a good week. And obviously, hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, so just wanted to do a stream because I basically said that I was gonna possibly try to do a stream before Thanksgiving, but that wasn't actually possible. Hold on, just for a quick second, I have to put something up. Um, but yeah. So, um, yeah, I wanted to try to do a stream earlier this week, but it wasn't really possible in particular. So I had, so this was kind of the time for me to do it. So yeah, hopefully you guys all had a good Thanksgiving. Uh, Y X something was I wish I was you. You were the voice actor for Agent Fox, Josh Hewitt. What? Confused? I don't get it. I'm a little confused by these comments here. Cause yeah, no, I would not have been a voice actor for that. But yeah, so I don't really know what to fully say about Thanksgiving. Well, first of all, again, hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving this year. I surely did. We made a lot of food. Technically, not really. It was interesting because we a lot of the food that we ended up having this year for our feast was just kind of already cooked. We sometimes we do that in terms of like say turkey or ham. We usually already get it kind of pre-cooked and we just kind of heat it up in the oven and everything like that. But other than that, we have like some veggie type of dishes that I usually tend to make. Uh, some side dishes and whatnot. We had like some roasted potatoes and everything. So it's cool, I guess. It's cool, yeah. So it was nice. It was definitely nice this year. Can't wait for next year. So again, hopefully you all had a good Thanksgiving and tell me about it in the chat how your Thanksgiving went, honestly. I'm curious and I would like to know. Is there really much to talk about? This is kind of like an out of the blue scenario, to be honest. And before I continue, just want to try to turn down. Yeah, because I don't want there to be any. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't want there to be any disruptions on the phone because like I'll probably get like either a text or an email or something. I didn't want that weird thing to happen in the stream. So yeah, but thank you for whoever's here for joining me. Again, just wanted to mention that the reason why I'm doing a lot of these live streams right now is because the editor, my friend Alex, he is getting better. He is definitely getting better, but I think he still has like another week for his full recovery on his surgery, so he's not gonna be able to be had his be able to get to his computer to do any type of editing. And again, I wouldn't want him to do it while he's hurt or anything like that. So I wanted to so that's that kind of thing. So that's why I'm not able to post any videos or why I haven't been posting any videos recently. But the thing is, and I'm sure a couple of you guys are probably still wondering, yeah, why can't you edit your videos? I mean, I used to. I used to edit my own videos, but let me just. No, I think that should be fine. But yeah, but like I used to edit my own videos, but the software on this computer, and it's probably also because of this computer as well. It's about almost 10 years old actually, so I definitely do need to get a new computer. But I essentially the computer it's just kind of been slowing the software down, or maybe the software's just been getting slower. And so when it comes to me trying to edit, it's not really the easiest thing You know what I mean? Like it's not the easiest thing to edit because it will be laggy, and then when I want to when I watch a video on the video editing software, I'm like, okay, you know what, we're good. We did everything. That's fine. Turns when it comes to rendering, it takes like sometimes 4 hours for even 10 minutes of footage. Well, probably not that far. I'm probably a little over exaggerating, but it has happened where it would take like hours to render a video, and it's like I don't want and the thing about it is like I'm sure some of you guys would be like, oh well, it's rendering. Well, you could just go on the internet and look through stuff. The thing is that when I start rendering videos, the entire computer practically slows down. I try to scroll through Facebook or through YouTube or some other forums I'm a part of, and like it'll just slow everything down, and it's like that just isn't working. So, so with Alex, you know, when he edits my videos, he doesn't, I mean, he still goes through some of that, like he kind of lags on his computer as well, but it'll take like maybe 30 minutes, probably not even 30 minutes for my video to render. And I'm not sure if that slows down his computer. It definitely could. That's something I really don't know. But um yeah, it's just kind of, in a way, and strangely enough, it's just kind of easier to send it off to him and just have him edit the video. Not only that though, but he's a much better editor than I am, so he's been able to do a couple of effects in the videos that I'm not able to do with my software. So um, yeah, and even if I were to get a new computer and a new video editing software, I would still most likely have him edit most of my videos because again, I just think he's a way better editor. And he likes editing my videos, so it's like, and I try to pay him for it. I don't make video money off of YouTube, obviously. Like that could be a cool goal to reach, but it's I don't think it's really all that possible right now. But even so, I can only like pay him as much as I can. So, which he accepts it. It's better than nothing. So, it's that whole thing. But anyway, yeah, that's I mean, I know I've said this on every single stream so far of, oh, this is why I've been doing streams and why I haven't been posting videos. And yeah. I just wanted to remind you all about that. Another thing I also want to remind you is that I recently actually started up my podcast again. I have the Bun Bun podcast. I haven't done anything on that site in a long time, so it's I decided, you know what? It's been too long. I gotta come back to the stream. I haven't well, not the stream, the podcast. I haven't made a podcast in like 5 months. Like that's how ridiculous it was. I mean, it's like I kind of just got out of the loop because I tried posting a podcast every single week, or at least every week or every 2 weeks or whatever. I kind of wanted to keep it on a schedule, and I'm actually gonna go on to Anchor right now and search up my website there, or my podcast, my channel there, so I can give you guys the link if you want to check it out. But yeah, I mean, it's, what am I trying to say right now? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, it's very, very interesting. So I was just like, you know what, I can't stay away for too long. Like I gotta at least try to revitalize, I guess, the podcast. So yeah, essentially. So if anything, I'm gonna give you guys the link to my podcast. Excuse me, in the chat. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, there you go. Just sent it to you. I essentially on that podcast, I kind of talk about anything that's on my mind sometimes. Usually, I mean, I try to keep certain topics out of it. Like I don't want to talk about politics, sex, whatever, all that stuff. But it would kind of be like a different venue, I guess, for me to kind of maybe talk about certain things or whatnot. So I wouldn't necessarily call it the podcast version of Regular Josh 1, but I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't really do a lot of rants over there, but at the same time, it's possible that I could be doing certain rants over there. But I don't think I'd be talking a lot about cartoons. Like, if anything, well, I don't know. It's like, because if anything, I do tend to have like a lot of topics I always kind of want to talk about, or a lot of or a lot of yeah, mainly topics or sometimes kind of stories or whatnot. It definitely is more personal on that stream. I mean, keep calling it a stream. It's a podcast. I don't podcast live. I record it and then I post it to Anchor. But but like, what am I trying to say here? Kind of just losing my train of thought. But it does get a bit more personal there. Not as if like, oh, I'm talking about some sad things and whatnot, but I'm just talking, bringing up certain personal topics there. So it's definitely interesting. So again, if you guys want to check out the podcast on Anchor.fm, Bun Bun Podcast, you can definitely check it out over there. And it's also I gotta go on the website because I don't know every single site I'm on, but I am also available to listen on Spotify. I'm also on Breaker, on Google Podcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and I'm not sure what that is. Copy RSS. I don't think that's a streaming. No, I'm not 100% sure what that is. But either way, yeah, I'm on 6. Basically 6 different platforms. And of course you can listen to me on Anchor as well. But yeah, I'm sure most of you guys probably have a Spotify, and some of you guys may have a Google Podcast app as well. So those would probably be the most that you would listen to me at. So like, if you don't listen to me on Anchor, you can find me on Spotify underneath the Bun Bun Podcast, or just or not the Bun Bun Podcast, but Bun Bun Podcast. So yeah, you can definitely find me there, and hopefully all goes well. I don't know when I'm gonna post another podcast. Maybe sometime this week. Excuse me. Maybe I'm gonna again try to go back to doing 3 a week. No, I'm gonna try to go back to doing trying to do podcasts each week, because it's kind of the same thing I've been trying to do with this YouTube channel, because as you guys know, for a while I've been leaving for about like almost a month or so, or sometimes I'd be gone for like maybe 3 weeks or whatever, and then I come back making a video, and then I'm gone for another month or so. So I don't want to keep doing that again, so like, which is kind of why I'm doing all of these live streams, because again, it is fun to do live streams for you guys, but it's also the fact that I just want to kind of keep this channel growing if I possibly can. Like, I want to keep providing you guys with certain content, whether it be rants, whether it be the Reddit posts and all that kind of stuff, which again, I want to try to move from just doing like multiple Reddit threads and just do like one Reddit thread per video. That would, something to think about. I don't think I'm gonna even try to do every single day, because that would be, no, I'm not even going to do that. Like, I don't know if I'm going to try to do multiple videos a week. I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, it really depends on my schedule, but it also depends on Alex's schedule, because Alex can't edit every single day. Like, sometimes he's a bit more busier than other days, and it's not always, all that feasible to try to have him edit multiple times. And I don't want to stress him out with the editing as well. So, I try to kind of pace it out in a way. I mean, I don't really do that on purpose, but at the same time, like, I don't want, because he, not to get too personal, all I can say is he kind of tends to have, what the hell am I finding? Like, hairs or something. Dog, I guess. They're not, nope, they're there on the, you probably can't see them, actually. Yeah. See the white dog right there. That's Shadow, and you can't really see my other dog, but her name's Jerry. But yeah, like, that's probably what I'm feeling right here, is like fucking hairs or something like that. I don't know. But even so, that's kind of my situation. But he can't always particularly edit on certain days, so I'm always kind of asking, hey, when can you edit? And when can you possibly get this finished by? Because I don't rush him. either. Like, I also don't really say that I have a deadline, even though usually if I, you know, I send a video to him and say, hey, I want you to edit this or something. Again, I generally ask when he can edit, and I usually don't have a deadline, even though sometimes I think if anything, most of the deadlines would probably be like, I would like to be able to post a video before Saturday or something like that. I don't know. But that's kind of just how things work. Kind of behind the scenes type of thing. I don't know. Now I'm sure a couple of you guys, you know, since I was also talking about Funko Frog. Ironically, I joined the stream and I'm being talked about, and I'm good to. Oh, so you are good to edit now. Thank you. That's awesome. That's great. Uh, okay. I mean, I hope you're 100% serious about that, and I hope you're actual like. What am I trying to say? I hope like it actually is like if you're truly good to start editing whenever, then that's cool. I can start planning on what video I'd like to make. Maybe sometime this week. Not sure? Okay, so you say you are. That's good. So, that will be something I'll definitely talk to you about. See which kind of video I might want to make. It might end up being another Reddit video, to be honest. I mean, I know with you want me to kind of pace it out. We'll be like, oh, Reddit video. Then you do a review and whatnot. But because I've been doing a lot of these, streams, I've been mainly kind of talking about certain topics on the stream. You know what I mean? So, like, now because of that, I think that maybe, you know, the next video would end up being a Reddit thread type video. That's just possible. And in fact, it's still, which is kind of weird, but it's still not a permanent addition to this channel. it's still me testing out the waters, I guess, if that makes any sense. Because, you know, I mean, it's really something that I enjoy doing. So it's not me looking at, oh, here's the trendiest thing that's going on YouTube. And yeah, I know there's a lot of channels that do these Reddit threads. I've kind of started watching two more, and they're so funny. Yeah, but like, I mean, that's not why I've started it. It's mainly because, like, again, it was one way for me to start giving you guys some more content, like some more videos on YouTube, and also because I thought, this is possibly something that I can, you know, dive my foot into, or whatever the saying is I was trying to say. You know, put my foot in the door and say, hey, maybe I could also try this out, see where that could possibly go. And it's also legitimately fun to do those kinds of videos, if I gotta be honest, because some of the stuff that I see are definitely ridiculous, man. Like I've been going through certain Reddit threads recently, and like sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, some of these people are insane. Some of the stuff that I see is just like, oh my god, it's crazy. I definitely have been trying to go through threads that I know, well, no, I've been trying to go through threads that I know I'm not going to make a video about. Or like the next video isn't going to be about that specific thread. I've been looking through r/nice girls recently, and I've also looked through r/choosing beggars. I haven't looked through nice guys yet. I mean, obviously I've done it before I started making these videos, but I'm saying, like, recently I haven't looked through nice guys, because if I do decide to make a, say, r/nice guy Reddit thread, like, that could be the next one. I don't know. That I kind of want to be surprised, because even though I'm looking at, like, say, the top Reddit, like, because they have like two toggles where it's like, one, oh, look at the ones that are most relevant that's just been posted or whatever, or look at the ones that are the more popular ones right now. And sometimes the more popular stories or pictures that you see on Reddit would be posted, like, say, sometime today or sometime yesterday or 2 days ago and stuff like that. So I always try to look for the ones that are the newest or possibly the freshest as well. Even though I'm not the one that's really looking for them, but that's kind of like the standard I give to Alex. You know, I say, Alex, I want you to look through these, I want you to look through these threads, and I want you to find the best of the best. Find ones that you think are funny and you think that I would find funny. You know what I mean? So I kind of give that up to him. And so far he's done a pretty good job. There hasn't been a lot of pictures or stories that he's given me where I'm like, yeah, this isn't funny. What the hell? Like this sucks. Um, so he's been good on that one. Um, and speaking of Reddit threads and everything like that, I did pull, you guys can clearly see the title of the stream. I say possible Reddit thread reading and stuff like that. I was thinking about doing that because I also mentioned like a couple of times earlier that maybe I'd end up reading a couple of threads on Reddit for the stream. Um, and thinking about it, I'm not sure if that would make sense because again, I'm filming on my phone right now, and so I can't switch from the phone to well, I mean, if I wanted to, I could just like take the tripod, reposition it to the because I can switch cameras quickly. Like I can go from this camera to the rear camera, so you can see what I'm looking at and whatnot. So that I mean that is technically like a possibility, I guess. I'm not quite sure if that's something I would do. Um, but yeah, so like I don't know that really kind of like depends, I guess. But yeah, so so like I don't know in particular, but like that was something I was thinking about, but I'm not quite sure if that is something that I'm gonna do. But I mean I'll leave that up to you, I guess. If you guys would like me to maybe read a couple of Reddit threads right now on the stream while I'm talking or whatever, then obviously let me know in the comments section. And maybe let me know which one you'd want me to read or something. Like, again, I'm going to leave that up to you, if anything else. Um, but yeah, so, yeah, I guess that's kind of it on the whole Reddit thread situation and whatnot. I'm not 100% sure what else. Because I don't want to mention the SpongeBob musical that's going on Nickelodeon in a few days because I've talked about it almost every freaking stream. So I'm not gonna talk about it this time. You know, as much as I really love the show and everything, and I'm like, oh, you guys gotta go see it. I'm not going to keep talking about it on these streams. Like it's a bit too much. I may not make another video about it either because I've already made 2 videos about it. But whatever. I don't know. Depends. Really depends. But. Yeah, which again, speaking of my channel, if there's certain topics that you guys would want me to talk about, and again, it does not have to be about a cartoon because, I mean, I don't know where. I mean, because it's interesting because I've been hearing a couple of things about like Kappa, right? And I'm not 100% sure what's going on anymore because like I saw this like video where it's like okay, so they're kind of pulling back on certain regulations and oh, you won't get fined, you won't get this, you won't get that, or whatever. And I'm kind of like, I'm not sure. But then you got some people that are still saying, oh, YouTube's done, and there's some people be like, okay, YouTube's safe. It's, yeah, and so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really looked into Kappa for a while, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really fully in the lingo of everything and all that. But either way, regardless of Kappa, if anything else, I am going to probably try to steer a little bit away from doing cartoon reviews. I mean, I still would talk about cartoons and everything like that, but I think that, excuse me, I think, that I don't know, I think like I could just start, diving into other types of stuff. I think also mainly it's because when you really think about it, like there's a lot of these other channels that are also talking about cartoons and they come out with videos a whole lot sooner than I do. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of it's weird. It's definitely very weird. Like I kind of feel as though like maybe there's too many other cartoon reviewers nowadays. Maybe I'm not really needed in that field anymore, I guess, if that makes any weird sense. Like or it's just where would I fit in within that field, I guess. I don't know. Like it's honestly stuff that I'm just thinking of, but like there's a crap ton of those and like it's because when you think about it, at the time I made this channel, or well actually no, the time I made this channel was like in 2011, I think, or 2010 10 maybe, and that was when I was just like using the account to watch certain videos that were be age gated, yada yada yada, because I was a rebellious kid. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. Like I just made, well, mainly actually I made the channel so I could subscribe to certain YouTubers, of course. Um, but when I started making videos, which was around 2012, I think 2012 or 2013. I think at the time there was only like a few cartoon reviewers out there, at least the ones that I've seen. And I kind of decided, you know what? It's not a big thing. I've seen these people do it. I think I could do the same thing. Why not? And that's kind of how it kind of started. And not only that, but when I made the YouTube channel, obviously, if you go way, way, way back, even though I think I privated some of those videos now. You would see that I've made a couple of videos with like Go Animate, or I posted like a I posted a slideshow that I made at school using one of the Cartoon Network Check It soundtracks, and certain things like that, and it's like I don't know. I think like ever since I kind of made that video, I was not those videos. Like when I was making the channel for YouTube, just to subscribe and leave comments and on certain YouTuber videos. I think like at that point I was kind of like, you know what? I think I could also start making a YouTube channel, but what would it be about? Like I wasn't fully 100% sure what I wanted to do, especially considering that when you would make videos on YouTube, sometimes you would just post the dumbest things. Like the kind of videos that people used to make back then were silly. Sometimes they were stupid. They would be funny and whatnot, but it felt, a lot of times it would feel genuine, I guess, if that makes any sense. Whereas nowadays, not to say that you don't have genuine videos out there anymore, but like there's a lot of videos out there that people make, definitely, that are produced, which is not always bad. Like it is cool to see how you can bring internet content, I guess, to kind of make it look a bit more professional. Like sometimes that's cool, like you use a certain camera, you have a certain editing style, kind of make the show look a bit more cinematic and whatnot. It's kind of cool. But then you kind of see these people who have such overly animated personalities, which is clearly faked. Like some people, like say JoJo Siwa, for example. Like, I mean, well, maybe she might not be the best example, but you go on YouTube and you like click on one of her videos and she's loud, she's talking so fast, she's like, "Hey everybody, what's going on? This is..." It's just like, oh my god, it's insane. Like there was one video where this was around the time I think Peter Rabbit came out into theaters. And there was this like, it was just a recommended video that was on my page, homepage on YouTube. And which was kind of a crazy trend that was going on for a while. And I'm not quite sure if people do that anymore. But there was a time when like people would say, okay, I'm going to call this number and I'm going to call this character from a television show at 3 a.m. in the morning. And I don't know why that was a thing. Like it's so weird. I have no idea why people were making those kinds of videos. Like it was just weird. But there was this one girl. She was probably like 12, 13 or something. I don't know. She was pretty young. And she was probably younger than that. I don't know. But either way, like she was making this video talking about how she was like gonna call Peter Rabbit at 3 a.m. Which is clearly unrealistic because what young kid would be up at 3 a.m. like that? But like I was listening to her speak and it was the most annoying thing I have ever heard. She was talking fast. She was practically screaming at the camera. It was just annoying. And I guess I understand why certain people do that. I guess it's mainly because like that's one way, I guess, to maybe get the attention of the audience, to keep them engaged. Because yeah, you wouldn't want to really watch a video with somebody where they're just sitting here and they're like, "Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy Joshua. So today we're going to be talking about Teen Titans Go." Teen Titans Go really sucks. It's a very bad show. You know, like obviously you're not you're not gonna really be engaged with the video if you were watching someone that's so monotone and all that. So of course, you know, like kind of like with the way I'm talking right now. Even though I kind of talk like this regularly anyway. It's not really me putting on a certain character, which I kind of do put on a certain type of character, I guess, or not. Well, not a character, but I kind of beef up my personality just a little bit when I make certain videos. Like that depends. And sometimes I talk about topics that are just so outlandish, or I talk about like certain people. Like say sometimes I'll talk about SJWs, the social justice warriors, and sometimes they say something insane, and then I kind of like react and be like, "Oh my god, can't believe these people!" Yada yada yada. You know, like it's interesting how it works. Like I mean, that's kind of just what making YouTube videos do to you, if that makes any sense. You know, like you kind of do put on this persona, and I know right now I'm just rambling, but like I kind of forgot what brought me here to this topic to begin with, but you know, like but that's just me, typical Joshua. I talk about one thing and then I'm just rambling up. I mean, I think honestly that's probably part of the reason as to why I made this channel, and also part of the reason as to why I didn't really want to end the channel either. Because a lot of times I find myself always having something to say, or I always have a lot of things on my mind sometimes, and it kind of, I don't know, like there's certain times when I'm just kind of like, you know what, I gotta make a video about this, I gotta talk about this or whatever, you know, like sometimes it's a way for me to vent about certain stuff, but it's not like I'm venting my frustrations on the world and be like, oh my god, I'm so angry, I need to make a video. I mean, sometimes that happens, but that's not, you know, my motivation as to why I make certain videos, I guess you could say. But yeah, so yeah, that's right. I was talking about kind of how I started this channel, if anything. But yeah, like that's kind of that whole story. Yeah, I think, you know what, honestly, let me go into the comments section and see what some people have been saying. So let's see here. I don't know why that was put in spam, but all right. Let's see. So Young Gary, that's how you say his name. Okay, cool. Leia Zeta says, if you've seen it, what do you think about Blue's Clues and You? I talked about that in the last stream. It's a good show. I'm not obviously not a vivid watcher of it, of course, but even so, like I think the new host, which is named Josh, wish it was me. But yeah, like he's doing a pretty good job. I do like how, you know, he kind of brings his own persona in the world of Blue's Clues and everything like that. I'm sure for anybody that's a big fan of Blue's Clues and they're able to be the new host of the show, it's got to be camera lenses right here. It's got to be a dream come true, 100%. You know, kind of like the same for, and I'll mention it, why not? The guy who plays SpongeBob in the Broadway musical, Ethan Slater. He's a pretty big, and also the same for the guy who's currently playing SpongeBob on tour right now. Two separate people. They're both pretty big fans of SpongeBob, and they're playing SpongeBob in the musical. Like that has to be definitely a dream come true. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, I think Josh is doing a pretty damn good job of playing himself or playing the host on the show. I like it. And again, it's very nostalgic to me because it makes me remember a lot about my childhood and everything, especially, you know, with all the characters coming back, and the show practically looks exactly the same too, just with certain updated graphics, of course. But yeah, you know, like it's pretty good, and again, it's already been renewed for a second season, so it's doing pretty good right now, so that's good. They obviously know what they're doing. They all, yeah, so there's that. Young Gary says, what are your thoughts on Halo? I'm not really a video game player. I used to. Well, I haven't used to be a vivid video game player, but I used to play a lot more video games than I do now. I still got an Xbox, but I haven't really been playing on it. So, that kind of thing. Though I did play Halo when I was on a cruise in 2012. 2012. Technically 2011, but we ended up having like a we went into 2012 as well. So I celebrated New Year's on a cruise, so that was cool. Um and we would have this was at the time, I think I was like 15 or 16. I went into the teen lounge, and they would always have like maybe a dance party, or they would have like a corner where you could play video games. And of course, the guys would always be playing the video games, and the girls would be talking with each other, and all that stuff. And yeah, I ended up playing the game. It was always multiplayer. We would, kind of like, oh, you go around and you try to shoot people and whatnot, that kind of game. So yeah, it's definitely fun, but that was kind of the only time I played Halo, and so don't really have that much of an opinion on it. I haven't heard much about Halo for a while, so I didn't think that they were still making games, so that's cool. Northwestern Railway says, hey man, how you doing? Glad that you're here. Claude, I don't know how to say your last name. Sorry. It says, did you check out Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss? No, I haven't. I'm surprised that they posted 2 pilots. That's interesting. I'm wondering if they're trying to like put it on a streaming service, or if it's going to be like a show that they're going to post on YouTube or what. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if I'm really going to be checking those out, because like, even though the animation looks pretty cool and stuff, I don't think it's really my thing. I mean, yeah, even though it's furry, that doesn't matter. But still, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's not really pulling me in to watch it, I guess. Even though a lot of people saying it's amazing. It's like, that's cool. It's just might not be my thing. I don't know. But, I might check it out at some point. Young Gary says, Swiper the fox swipes Dora's stuff and takes it to the forest of China. Haha, you'll never find it now. Okay. Not quite sure how to respond to that, but that's interesting. Jessica Shulman says, do you know about FTC and COPPA rules that might affect YouTube? Then Young Gary says FTC has changed. So they have that little conversation about, like, apparently, I guess YouTube is okay with COPPA or something like that. I don't know. Pokemon Gamer says, hi, hello, how you doing? And he says, or they, I guess, because I don't know if you're a boy or a girl, but they basically say, for Black Friday, I got Alien Covenant, I guess, on DVD, and I got The Last of Us Remastered and Good War for PS4. Nice, cool, congrats. Speaking of Black Friday, I think I've only made like, what, 1 or 2 videos about Black Friday, kind of talking about my disdain, I guess, for Black Friday, because, you always have these stories where people get trampled or they fight over the dumbest things, like a new television and whatnot. It's like, it's insane. But for me, like, when it comes to Black Friday, it's crazy, because the day before is Thanksgiving, and you're thankful for, generally you're thankful for family, you're thankful for the things you have, you're thankful for the life you're living and whatnot. I mean, if you're truly thankful for all those things. And then the next day, you get up very early in the morning to get those deals on, at like Target and all these other stores. And you try to get the best deal on which makes sense. I mean, I get it, because like, it's the lowest prices and you want to get things at a very cheap price. Of course, that makes sense. But it's still, to me, a little ironic, I guess, if that makes any sense. Let's see. So Northwestern Railway says, if you were to do that, it would give me Potato Camera 2012 throwback cringe. If you're still watching, tell me what that was in reply to. I guess it must have been something that I said on the stream. But if you were to do that, it would give me Potato Camera 2012 throwback cringe. Like, let me know what that was in response to, because I'm definitely behind. Gilgrave says, I love everybody's output in the cartoon community since opinions differ. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true that opinions are different with each cartoon reviewer on YouTube. But I don't know. I mean, like, sometimes I may feel as though that my opinions are somewhat the same as some others. Like, sometimes I may not really have a lot of new things to add to the discussion. I don't know. Like, sometimes that's how I feel, I guess. But yeah, so that kind of really depends. But I mean, again, I'm not really going to get rid of cartoon reviews. Just I'd be doing them a lot less, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, there's that. Cassandra Francisco says, "What happened to Ben the Looney? I thought he was still making videos. Was he? I could have sworn he was. I guess not. I'll come back to this video. Let me take a look. I know that Ben the Looney kind of stopped doing rants for a while, and then he came back to doing Ben rants. Yeah, he's still making videos. Okay, so I don't think he's posted anything within 2 weeks, but he's definitely uh, come back and started making some more videos. Though it's interesting because like he definitely doesn't censor himself sometimes. And when I say censor himself, I'm not talking about censoring his curse words, because for a while he didn't do that, and then I think he's kind of gone back to censoring his curse words. But I'm talking about his kinks, if that makes sense. Like well, I don't know if it's really, yeah, you could probably say it's kinks or whatnot, but like the dude draws some pretty sexual images of certain characters. And like he kind of gladly, for a while, he gladly just showed it on his channel, which I guess is fine. I mean, I don't know, like yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay, but it was definitely interesting and a different turn from where he used to be and what he used to show and talk about and whatnot. And for a while, he would be talking about like his favorite artist, and a lot of times those artists would always be drawing a lot of sexual pictures of certain characters. So it's definitely interesting, and you check out his DeviantArt as well. Whew. Like for example, one of the videos that he posted about a month ago was about bubes, as he called it. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know what he's, I guess, ranting about, or if he's like talking about how, I don't know. But it's interesting. He definitely took a different turn for excuse me, for the kind of videos he's making. But he's still out there. Let's see what else. What other channels? Because somebody else also mentioned something else. Mr. Ed Awesome says, "Oh yeah." Gil Graves says, "Ben." Pie Guy Rules. Dot Not, I guess, and you were some of the first animation channels I subbed to. Oh, really? Wow, awesome. That's actually pretty cool, if that makes sense. I mean, like, I'm glad that yeah, glad that you were I was one of the first that you subscribed to. Yeah, Ben T. Looney, Pie Guy Rules, Dot Not, I guess that's his name. I'm not even quite sure. I don't know how to say it. Also, Rebel Taxi. Those were the first 4 people that I started watching on YouTube that talked a lot about cartoons and ranting about certain shows and whatnot. Those were the ones that I mostly watched at the time. And I guess those were also the ones that kind of inspired me to start talking about cartoons and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and all that kind of stuff. Uh, uh, do not 1999. I guess that's how you say his name. Again, I don't know. But yeah, those were definitely channels that I enjoyed watching. Pie Guy Rules. I don't think he makes videos anymore. Let me look him up. By the way, I think he's been doing a lot more streams lately, or at the very least, the last time I was what am I trying to say? I think the last time I basically watched his channel, it was like one of his last videos, I think, and he's mainly, yeah, see, he's mainly posting podcasts now. Like he does a series basically called Recast. So I don't know if it's actually the last video he talked about was Oasis, I guess, the Butch Hartman channel or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if he like records it live on YouTube and it just goes up, or if he's been, does it separately. I'm not 100% sure, but he definitely has kind of changed his content as well, which is honestly something that I'm kind of, even though he still talks about cartoons, it's just he's not really making videos anymore. He's mainly doing podcasts. I assume these are podcasts. I think it seems like it. And then Do Not 1999. I haven't seen a lot of his videos recently either. He's definitely been talking, excuse me, a lot about cartoons and whatnot. But he's also, I mean, he still talks a lot about cartoons. Um, yeah, he's talking about cartoons, talking about a lot of TV shows and stuff, and somewhat kind of talks about certain celebrities and whatnot. So his content kind of changes. Well, actually, some of the stuff he talks about is somewhat, I guess, mainly the same. The thing about Donut 1999, I haven't really been watching his channel a lot, and I think this is probably a different channel. I think I'm guessing he made another one. I don't know, but he, from what I've seen recently, is that his videos are kind of almost exactly the same, where he basically kind of just puts a picture in front of, in front of us, and he kind of has, I guess, the same microphone and talks the same way. I don't think he's really tried to make his videos a bit different, try to present it a bit different and whatnot. And again, it's sometimes it's easier said than done, because like a lot of times, um, I don't always know how to make certain changes to videos. I mean, well, I don't really have that issue because I'm not the one editing my videos anymore. It's, again, Alex who's editing my videos now. So he kind of, I guess, knows how to edit my videos a little differently. And sometimes I always want to try to have my videos be a bit more silly. So he kind of would maybe include a blooper or something where I kind of mess up on saying something. And he kind of, you know the kind of effects I'm talking about if you've seen my videos recently. But yeah, like I kind of, that's kind of, the kind of thing, I guess, I gotta stop saying that. But yeah, that's the thing that kind of plagues a lot of YouTubers, if anything. Like, sometimes we don't always know how to make our videos a bit different. And that's, in terms of, like, how you make it fresh, I guess, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's kind of been things I've always been thinking about, or whatever. Um, I think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing a lot of. First of all, if you probably noticed, I have been doing a lot of like camera type videos, if that makes sense, where you actually see me instead of the avatar. Which that will change a little bit. Like, I would still obviously kind of make videos where I'm, putting the camera up and recording and all that. But if anything, I would definitely. I'm planning on getting a new microphone. I'm planning on getting the Blue Yeti, which is regarded as one of the best USB microphones out there so far. Um, and that's kind of the one that's within my budget, because I recently got a pretty big check. Obviously, not going to tell you how much it's for. Uh, uh, and which I will tell you that the checks that I'm getting, or the big checks I'm getting, because I'm kind of working a couple of jobs, working at Five Guys, and I'm working at the Theater of Will. That's when I'm doing those performances, educational shows for um, elementary school kids, which I'm doing 3 of them tomorrow. Whew, that is going to be insane. But the good thing about that is that I get paid each performance. I recently got the check yesterday, actually, and they tell me how much I get paid for each performance. Each performance, I get about $140. So each time I do 2 performances, that's easily a $280 day for me right there. Um, and so now for tomorrow, I have 3 performances, and so that is gonna shoot me up to, let's see, 140 times 3. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna have an easy $420 made tomorrow. Christ. Woo! I'm ready for that, but at the same time, I'm not ready for it. Like, I'm ready for the check that I'll get at the end of the year, obviously. Especially with all the other things I'm going to be getting paid for as well. But I am not 100% ready for 3 shows. Oh, God, that's going to be something. Because the show, as fun as it is tiring. Like, the stuff that I do, I'm, like, running around on stage. I'm, like, pratfalling-ish, only once, really. Doing all these silly antics to make the kids laugh and everything like that. dancing and all that kind of stuff. The show is only like about 30, 45 minutes or so. And then you also got to try to get kids to cooperate with you and be like, hey, we're going to make this, we're going to have some volunteers. I want you to do this and that and stuff like that. And it's like, whatever, you know. But it's like, yeah, but either way, also compared to how much I'm getting paid at work, yeah, I got, you know, kind of got a lot of money right now. Not a crap ton of money, but I'm still like on a very small budget. But yeah, so like I'm trying to, and not only that, but I'm also trying to not spend a lot of money where like, oh, I had this amount. Now I'm all the way down to like $200 or something. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to try to pace myself, but also try to keep as much money in my bank account as much as I can, which is why I kind of do certain multiple jobs right now. Which still gives me a lot of flexibility to do a lot of other things, like do YouTube, do streams, you know, do photography and all that stuff, which I want to try to make money off of my pictures. I'm going to try to figure that out, but that's something. Either way, yeah, so eventually when it comes to my videos again, I'll be doing some voiceovers, and hopefully I get the blue Yeti. So that'll be good. It'll be better than the last mic I had, which was still had some good quality to it, but this one is a bit more expensive and actually, you know, kind of has like different settings on it. So it'll definitely sound a bit more crisp and everything like that. So kind of excited. Can't wait to get that one. Anyway, let's continue on with some of these comments here. Leah Zeta says, I am not sure if you heard, but The Simpsons might be ending according to the show's composer. The Fox Network has not confirmed anything about it. I highly doubt that's actually happening. And I don't, yeah, I've been hearing stories about it, but I'm not quite sure that's going to happen, especially considering the fact that Disney just acquired Fox, and they are very happy, it seems, that they have The Simpsons. I don't think they're gonna end it out just like that. Or if anything, I don't think Disney would let them end it. Let's really think about that. I don't know. So I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. It might be time for the show to come to an end. I mean, it's gonna happen at some point, but it may not happen now. It may not happen within the next couple of years. You never know. Anyway. Northwestern Railway 66 says, so the Infinity Train Book 2 trailer surfaced, if you didn't know. What do you think about it? I noticed that it came out. I've never gotten the chance to watch it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I don't know much about it. I don't really know much about the story, but obviously, like from what I've seen so far, I know it's about a different person. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that story. Which is cool. It's cool. Though, like for me, well, I don't know. I mean, like I'm gonna assume that not everybody has seen Infinity Train yet. So there's certain things that I kind of like do want to mention, but I'm not going to because if you haven't seen it, then I don't really want to spoil it for you. So I'll kind of stop at it there. But yeah, I'll definitely probably check that out, and I wonder when it's going to air on Cartoon Network, because I'll definitely probably check that out, and might do a video about the second season of Infinity Train instead of doing a stream, but you never know. Emo Inuyasha, hey, how you doing? Glad you're back. So speaking of hi, Joshua, I'm watching SpongeBob with my nephew. Much better behaved, thank God. That's cool. That's good. Are you talking about like just the cartoon, the series, or are you talking about the musical that's going to be on Nickelodeon this Saturday? I don't know. We'll see. Claude Kieran says, thoughts on Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. I don't really even need to say a lot about it. The original Teen Titans, all the way for the win. Teen Titans Go can suck it. Oh, actually, just a quick note. Some of you guys may know, and some of you guys may not know. Christina Miller, the person who's currently the Cartoon Network president, has announced that she will be resigning at the end of the month. I mean, yeah, basically at the end of the month, which is the end of the year. So that's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the next president and how things are going to run in Cartoon Network from now on. Hopefully, things get better. I don't know, but hopefully things definitely get better for Cartoon Network, because the constant airing of Teen Titans Go has been getting annoying. And like some of the shows that they've had that were newer weren't really the best. I mean, I'd have to say Total Drama Rama. I personally can't stand Unikitty, to be honest. Well, I don't know if I can say I can't stand Unikitty. Unikitty is a lot better than Rainbow Butterfly and Unicorn Kitty on Nickelodeon, so I'll just let you know about that right now off the bat. But yeah, it's there was another show that I think they had. I don't remember, but they did come out with, well, actually, Craig of the Creek is another one. It's not that I don't like Craig of the Creek. It's just not my thing. Like, I tried watching it and I just can't get into it. Like, I kind of don't care about Craig of the Creek. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about Craig of the Creek. If it's a show that you like, if you guys personally don't like it, you don't care about it, whatever. I don't know. Like, I tried, but it's just personally not a show that I would watch. It's just not, I tried, but it's just, I'm not interested. They also came out, which recently they haven't been airing any more episodes of, which sucks. The Adventures of Meow, I think. No, not Meow. That's an Adventure Time character. The Adventures of Mao Mao, I think. Yeah, The Adventures of Mao Mao. I really, really like that show. It's so funny. I don't know why they're not airing it anymore. I hope the show isn't canceled already. Like, that would freaking suck. But yeah, like, I like the show, like all the characters, like the stories and the adventures that they're going, that they do. It's pretty funny. So, but yeah, like, hopefully the show isn't already done. Hopefully Cartoon Network already isn't canceling it. Like, that would really suck. But I do happen to like that show. It's one of my favorites now. Yeah, that's the name of the show, not The Adventures of Mao Mao. Mao Mao, Heroes of Pure Heart. Yes, I really do like that show. Hopefully it comes back to airing on Cartoon Network pretty soon. Claude says, "How do you know about the new Phineas and Ferb movie coming out next year? What are your thoughts?" It's gonna be very interesting to see Phineas and Ferb back again. Even though it's gonna be on Disney Plus, and I don't have Disney Plus, I don't think I'm ever gonna plan on getting a Disney Plus account. I don't know. It's possible, but it's not. It's not really a priority of mine, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. It has something to do with, I guess, Candace against the world or something. I don't know if, like, she somehow turns evil, or there's another Candace out there from another dimension. She comes in and tries to take. I have no idea. But that's definitely going to be interesting. And it's going to be cool to see. I guess most of the voice actors are going to come back for it. But it's definitely, like, especially since they did that for Milo Murphy's Law. I think was that the name of the show? Milo Murphy's Law, I think. Which was a show that, kind of started watching, but then when I realized that Dr. Doofenshmirtz was an actual, like, prominent character in the show, I was like, okay, I might have to check this show out, because Dr. Doofenshmirtz is one of my favorite characters from Phineas and Ferb, because he's so silly, so funny. But yeah, it definitely will be interesting to see, I guess, the cast coming back for Phineas and Ferb. So that'll be cool. So yeah, and I might end up getting a Disney Plus account. I don't know, but again, it's not really a priority of mine, but it's possible. Jacob York says, hello, welcome to the stream. Glad you joined. Claude says, thoughts on fandoms. I have a video on my thoughts on fandoms, which I think I made about 2 years ago. And the views on my thoughts on fandoms have not really changed since. So, yeah. You like fandoms, but on the bad side of fandoms, you got people who are insane and what have you, especially the Steven Universe fandom. I kind of can't stand those people, which is kind of one of the reasons why I just don't care for Steven Universe anymore, to be honest. Like, yeah, Steven Universe has their, I guess, spin-off series, Steven Universe Future, which is premiering on the 7th, the same day that the SpongeBob musical is premiering on Nickelodeon. Guess which one I'm gonna watch? So, yeah, but, like, I think that's partially why I just don't really care for Steven Universe anymore, and why I don't watch the series, because the fan base is just, I can't stand them. So it's something like that. I don't know. Like, not saying that the show's bad. It's just, like, for me, a lot of times a fandom can really ruin a series for me. The Steven Meister you just commented, and yes, you're right. The Brony fandom can. How'd you say it? Hold on. You said the Brony fandom can be pretty toxic. Can be pretty toxic. Woo! That's an understatement. But yeah, that's honestly Jesus. What the hell is it with my voice always going up? But that's honestly one of the reasons as to why I really stopped watching My Little Pony, because again, the series just wasn't really doing it for me, but also because like the Brony fandom just kind of ruined everything for me personally. Like I just couldn't watch the show anymore. But yeah, like, but fandoms. There's good sides to fandoms, and then there's just very bad sides to fandoms. Again, and I still can't get over how like with Steven Universe, they wanted some people in the fandom tried to get this girl to commit suicide or drove her to attempt to commit suicide because they drew Rose Quartz skinny. Like, come on, it's an artist interpretation of the character. Like, get over yourselves, guys. Jesus Christ. And then there was this person on YouTube that made a video, apparently, I guess, on like certain ships that she doesn't like, and she got attacked on Twitter from people in the Steven Universe fandom, and I'm like, Christ, it's freaking ridiculous, people. Like, Jesus, it's insane. Anyway, but yeah, thoughts on fandoms is practically the same. If you want to see the video, go ahead. I think I made that about like a couple of years back. I'm not quite sure. It was a while ago, but again, it's basically still very relevant on how I feel about fandoms right now. Especially the furry fandom. Like, Christ, like, I like them, but at the same time, they get very annoying. Like, Jesus Christ, filled with drama all the time. It's insane. Anyway. Kayla Wilson says, glad you're back. I love watching your videos. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. And yeah, again, I'm definitely trying to get into the habit of posting more videos each week or every couple of weeks or whatever. Like, I want to not keep you guys hanging for a while, and then I come back, and then I'm gone for another while, you know what I mean? Unless there's certain circumstances where I can't actually make a video, instead of me just being lazy and not making one, or not knowing what to make a video about, so, which is kind of why I'm trying to add these Reddit thread type videos to my channel, so I can kind of have the variety, but also, if I can't come up with like a review or a rant to talk about, I can do that, so it would still provide you guys with content, so, yeah. But anyway, glad that you enjoy my videos. That really means a lot, again. Jessica Shulman said, I heard from some YouTubers that COPPA started in 1998. Yeah, this was definitely before YouTube time, because, it wouldn't just start just because of YouTube. It's, because there's always been, like, this whole situation with children on the internet and data collecting, so, Northwestern Railway says, though my issue with the cartoon community nowadays is I'm not into the fact that creators of shows and fans that have different views get attacked or harassed. Yeah, I haven't been in that field, or not field. I haven't really been in like the community for too much. Like, I'm not very invested in the cartoon community, I guess you can say. But yeah, I didn't know that was happening. That apparently creators and fans would get attacked by or harassed, and that's awful. Honestly, that's awful. I doubt that some of the bigger YouTubers who do like these cartoon channel type videos and stuff. I doubt that they are ones that are talking about what. I don't think I want to watch. Nah, fuck it. But yeah, like I'm sure that I don't know if there's been any creator. Hopefully, there hasn't been any creator that is kind of advocating for attacking these people because they make a bad show or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully there's not. I wouldn't know because I haven't seen any examples of that. But yeah, it is crazy how people, for some reason, decide to attack creative. Kind of like, and I gotta bring this up again, Steven Universe fandom. They attacked a creator because she was more open to a certain ship. Like, I think it was like Peridot and Lapis, I think? Was it Peridot and Lapis, or was it Peridot and someone else? Or it could have been some other gems. I really don't know. But I guess people wanted a certain other, two other gems to be a couple, and she wasn't really expressing how she liked that idea. No, I think it was, I don't remember. I'm not even going to try to remember. But they eventually ran her off of Twitter, and it's like, jeez. I don't know. people can go way too insane sometimes, and it's like I don't know, it's crazy to me. Um, Claude says Casa Grandes versus the Loud House. Which one do you think is better and why? That is not an easy one for me to answer because I do like both of them. Um, yeah, I'm not quite sure which one I would choose to be the better one. And again, it wouldn't be that easy for me to choose considering the fact that I've barely seen a lot of episodes of the Casa Grandes. So that wouldn't really be an easy decision. So I don't know, to be honest. I do like both of them, but I'm not quite sure which one I would consider I like better. So, um, Mr. X is not gonna lie, that couch in the back is giving me a lot of stress. Is it because it's dirty or is it because I don't know. Could be. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Trust me. Yeah, like we kind of just, but that's not part of the couch technically. So yeah, I mean I don't know. Shouldn't really. Yeah. Anyway, continuing. Kayla Wilson says, I like watching your rant videos. I enjoy the type of rants you do that involve you talking about real world problems such as the Austin Jones situations because they're more serious. Yeah, I mean that was Christ. I mean, thank God for one, Austin Jones is put in jail. And I remember you guys remember that guy Christian Burns from like VidCon where he was like, "You're a peasant. I am attractive as fuck. Okay, kill yourself, you dumb security guard. Or what are you with? You know, like all that stuff." I don't know what the situation with. Well, he's not even talked about anymore. Like I don't think people care about him anymore. He had his relevancy for a little bit, and now he's back to irrelevancy. Hopefully, he's gotten better as a person. We never know, but hopefully he is not the same douchebag that he used to be. But yeah, like you know, like yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if I would try to make a lot of videos about like say YouTubers or some crap. Like I have tried in kind of recently. Well, actually last year it was about like say FouseyTube and Ninja, and I had like certain stories around that. But yeah, you know, like you know, I don't know what kind of rant videos I can say I like doing better. To be honest, like I don't know. I don't think it really depends on whether it's like a certain topic or maybe it kind of. I don't know. That really depends. But like, I don't know. Like it's interesting. I can't particularly say which videos I kind of like to do better or which ones I think I have more. I don't know. That really depends. Cassandra Francesca, I can't say your last name for some reason. My bad. Says, have you ever watched Canadian cartoons? Yeah, I have. A couple of them. Honestly, you're on Nick Jr. or Disney Jr. Not gonna lie, but that's all. That's as far as I can say. As it well, actually, shit. What am I talking about? Total Drama Rama. Not Total Drama Rama. I can't stand that show. But the Total Drama series. That's a Canadian cartoon, I think. Right? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. I've been watching that series for a while. I don't know if there's been any other series that's been made in Canada that's been shown in the US. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that stuff generally, so I wouldn't know, to be honest. Jessica Shulman says, what's the top 40 reasons why it is not easy to take care of babies and kids? I don't think I can come up with 40 reasons, especially on the spot, but if I had to say a couple, the reason why it is not easy to take care of babies especially is because all they do is eat, shit, piss, and sleep, and cry all day. It's like, it's not easy to take care of them. And then sometimes they puke on you, and it's like, a lot of times you wouldn't want to deal with that kind of stuff. Kids, it's not easy to try to what? It's not easy to handle them, especially if they have like a crazy behavior or something. If they're always acting out, or if it's this or if it's that. If you have a good kid, then obviously it's easier. But like, you know, and yeah, and sometimes kids can just be very annoying. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of answers, but trust me, I would not want to be in a situation where I had to take care of any children or any babies because I do not like babies. they annoy me. Like anytime I'm like say outside, like say if I'm at Disneyland or if I'm in a restaurant and I hear a baby about to cry, instantly I get irritated. I'm like, Christ, here we go. Or if it's some kids and like I'm not gonna say I dislike kids. I dislike certain kids, obviously. Like if you're a child and you do not cause a ruckus in a restaurant, like you're not running around crazy, you're not always talking louder, you're not annoying, then it's fine, obviously. But if you're one of those kids, then I'm instantly not gonna like it. I'm gonna be like, you irritate me. Please go away. I remember there was this one story going around where apparently I guess like there was this Arby's in some states that put up this sign that said, if your kid is not well behaved, then you can't come into our restaurant or something like that. And of course, you had a couple of parents who were upset about that post, and I'm like, no, I think they have a good point. It's like, shoot, if a kid can't behave in public places, then maybe they shouldn't be going to public places until they can behave. Like especially if it's like a movie or a theater show, they definitely should not be going to certain places. You know what I mean? Especially if you want to like if you that could be like a punishment. Be like, yeah, if you can't get your act together, I'm not gonna take you to the movies. I'm not taking you to an amusement park. I'm not, all that kind of stuff. But it's like. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be a parent, and I certainly would never, ever, ever, ever want to be a teacher. No, Christ. Anyway, continuing here. Northwestern Railway says, Craig of the Creek is pretty boring to me. No offense to the fans still. Yeah, I gotta agree. Like, I find it boring. It's just nothing really pulls me in to watch it, I guess. Like, I just don't care about it. So, yeah. Claude says the DuckTales fandom is great. That's cool. I haven't heard much about the DuckTales fandom, so maybe they are. Maybe it's not as toxic. Who knows? It's a couple of last ones. Cassandra says Miraculous Ladybug fandom is also toxic. I wouldn't know. The only thing I see from their fandom is like fan art or sometimes pictures of the actual characters and whatnot. That's kind of all I really see. But other than that, I don't really see, a lot of toxicity, I guess, from a lot of these fandoms, because I don't follow a lot of them either way. I don't really watch my Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir, so I don't, pay attention to a lot of that stuff. Claude Kara says, do you think Chris Savino should and deserves to make a comeback in animation? I think the only thing I can really say about that one is if you can truly get your act together and not harass other people while you're working in the same field, and you're truly trying to better yourself, like you're really actively trying to better yourself, then maybe you can get a second chance. But that depends on the level of like harassment you've done. Like say if you rape somebody, I think you should never ever get a second chance. If like that, definitely not. If you've molested somebody, you definitely shouldn't get a second chance. If you fiddled with kids, you should just be locked up for the rest of your life. Like, it's like there's no saving you after that. But yeah, I mean, like I think like with certain situations, like if you've acted out and whatnot, and you're actively trying to get yourself to be a better person and not harass people. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of like, I don't know, to be honest. Like, maybe, but I don't know. If you're still the same person after coming out of the jail and you're still, you haven't learned anything, you're not trying to make yourself into a better person, then maybe all your chances should be shot. I don't know, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, whatever, it doesn't matter, but yeah. You also asked, thoughts on the violence that has happened throughout the 2010s. Which, speaking of, this is the end of an era, the end of a decade, so that's going to be interesting. Lord knows how the 2020s are going to be. I'm a little scared of that, I'm not going to lie. But I don't know, man. Like it's insane seeing a kind of things, like in the news, the shootings, the stabbings, the terrorisms, and all that kind of stuff. the thing is that I always kind of tend to like talk about how like, oh, when I was a kid, I've seen these things and they're not so bad as, or like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it really depends on like certain topics. I'll be like, well, I can't believe things are getting as bad as they are now. I remember when I was a kid, I haven't seen all this stuff. And granted, that was probably because I didn't watch the news when I was a kid, or those were certain things that you just didn't talk about to kids at the time when they were young. You know, so I don't know if the 2010s were more violent than the 2000s. They could have been, maybe they weren't. So I don't know, but like, yeah, it's crazy, man. Like some of these years, recent years, have just been filled with crazy people, in my personal opinion, and it's just like, gosh, especially all of these people that are now social justice warriors. Like I think it was probably like maybe the year 2015 or maybe 2016, possibly 2014, where it just started to bloom. Like it started up, and then like later on, it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and people are now getting even more offended, more sensitive. These microaggressions and all that kind of stuff. Like it's insane. It's crazy to me, but yeah, I'm just hoping that the 2020s can truly be better. I don't have a lot of hope on that, but I'm hoping it gets better. I hope people get better in that sense. Um, Cassandra Francisco says 16 Wayside, Totally Spies, Class of Titans. I never watched 16 because it personally just wasn't something that interested me at the time. Wayside, I'm not sure which show that is. It might be one that I'm thinking of, or was it a recent? Let's see, Wayside. Okay, it's not giving me the show that I'm thinking of. It's just giving me something. Okay, here it is, Wayside cartoon. Yes! Okay, I've seen a couple of episodes from Wayside, I think. So, okay, so that's another Canadian show that cartoon that I have seen. Totally Spies. Never knew that was Canadian. Again, don't really pay attention to a lot of that. And, yeah, I remember watching that a little bit, to be honest, but I don't really remember a lot about Totally Spies. There's nothing, actually, there's nothing I remember from that series. I don't think I've watched it that vividly when I was younger, but I don't remember a lot from that show. And Class of Titans. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that one. I might have, but I don't know. Claude says, top 3 best Disney cartoons you've seen and why. To be honest, I don't know. Like that would be something I definitely would have to think about. And actually, that might be an idea of a video that I might want to make. The top Disney cartoons and whatnot. Maybe that depends. Phineas and Ferb is definitely one of them. Another one would also have to go to Gravity Falls. Like that show was just freaking amazing. It was, very mysterious, and like they had like some twists and turns. It was pretty cool. Phineas and Ferb, it was just a really fun show. At some point when I was younger, like near the end of the series, I did kind of did feel a little stale, because I was like, they're just doing the same thing. They build these inventions. The sister wants to bust them. It goes away, yada, yada, yada. Like at the time, and it was also like a weird time where it was kind of popular to just start disliking Phineas and Ferb, I guess, and I was kind of in that loop. But now I watch all these episodes, even though there's a couple of episodes that I personally don't care about, like the Star Wars special and the Marvel special. Those I can do without. But hold on. But other than those, like I really do like the series. They're like very, very funny to me. And as for the third, oh right, and the third one, well, it actually I didn't really put them all in order. Where it's like, oh, this is number one, this is number two. But even so, Kim Possible. So yeah, I guess mine would be Gravity Falls, Phineas and Ferb, and Kim Possible right now. Because I haven't really watched a lot of Amphibia, so I really do need to get on that. But again, Phineas and Ferb, Gravity Falls, and Kim Possible definitely, because like this show was definitely funny. It was like action packed, and another thing I have to say about it, which is what really kind of separates some of the writing from back then to compared to the writing today. I feel as though like with Kim Possible, and she's a really good character because she's fleshed out, you know, like she's kind of like a normal high school girl, except on the side she kicks ass and saves the world and everything like that. But in the series, they didn't have to specifically point it out to us. They didn't have to point out to us that she can kick ass. It's just complimentary at this point. Fuck. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, because I didn't lose track. They didn't have to specifically point out to us that, oh, Kim Possible's a girl. She's a badass. She's a strong female. Oh, she kicks ass and she's independent and she's yada yada. You know, they didn't have to do that. Whereas if they were to probably make another Kim Possible, or if they were to have made Kim Possible today, they probably would be pointing that out throughout most of the series. You know, making her the tough girl and the this and the that. And it's kind of like, I felt as though with certain cartoons or certain shows back then, we didn't have to be told that these were females, that they kick ass, that they're this and they're that. You know, we didn't have to be told. And they didn't constantly try to one up a male, or they didn't constantly try to say, hey, we can do this just like the men do, but better, or we can be just as good as men. You know what I mean? Like they were just doing their own thing. They were doing it because they wanted to save the world, or they wanted to because they thought they could contribute more or whatever. You know, like it just leaves to better characters. And when you have characters that are flawed, that do still have feelings and everything like that, it's just a whole lot better to just see it and them showing us instead of them constantly having to tell us that, oh, we're powerful, we're strong, we're this. And then when you have it when these female characters, especially nowadays in a lot of these movies, don't have, like, they literally just don't have any emotions anymore. Oh, they don't cry, they don't call for help, they don't do this, they don't do that. It's stale, and it makes all of these characters almost exactly the same in every single movie. It's like, how is it that in 2019, since we still want to use that current year crap, you know, how is it that in 2019 we still don't know how to create fully fleshed out female characters? I do not understand that. It's so weird. You would think we'd get a handle on that now, but we don't. It's so weird. So it's just something that just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me seeing that or if other people notice as well. But that's kind of just how I see it currently. But it's crazy. But yeah, like either way, with Kim Possible, like that was definitely one of my more favorite cartoons back in the day. And I still see some episodes sometimes every now and then. And I still have a good time watching them. So it's definitely a very good show. So my top three, probably, or at the very least at the top of my head, would have to be Gravity Falls, Phineas and Ferb, and Kim Possible. So there's that. And Northwestern Railway, actually, hold on, before, actually, no, I'll do it first. He says, for me, it would be DuckTales, Phineas and Ferb, and Wander Over Yonder, and Gravity Falls. Technically, that's four, but that's still good. But yeah, that's good. Oh, you know what? Actually, I kind of did forget about Star Versus. I would include Star Versus in my top three or top five or whatever, but again, after the ending, also with the season 3 and season 4, how it went downhill, and especially after that 2-hour video that I watched, when I noticed and started realizing, yeah, they were kind of messing up these characters and messing up the storyline, and the whole thing started being about the ship wars and everything like that. It was like, yeah, I'd say if the show was still like season 1 and 2, I probably would include it, but it, 3 and 4 kind of ruined it for me, to be honest. Not that I saw it at first when I was watching season 3 and 4, but further realizing it, it was like, yeah, I don't know about that anymore. But let's go back to something else. And actually, I'm going to probably try to end the stream within 15 minutes. So I think some of the current questions that are here now that I haven't responded to, those will be my last questions. I mean, that depends, but we'll see. Mr. Ed says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember this girl getting harassed by the SSB fandom because Super's Smash Brothers, I guess, fandom because she wanted a certain character in Smash, which led to her suicide. I definitely didn't hear that story, and if that is true, then that's messed up. Like, I which is why I don't understand fandom sometimes. You know, like it's insane. It's crazy. Anyway, Northwestern Railway Sixes says, "Can we like stop hiring Julia Vickermans and Stonies in the industry, please, especially on children's networks?" If you're talking about Stony, you mean like the guy that played the one of the characters in Andy Mack? Yes, 100%. The sad part, however, and this goes with any type of work with children, is that there is not always a way to know that the person that you're hiring is a pedophile. That's the thing that sucks about it. Like if they've never been caught doing anything or whatnot, you just see them as a normal person. You don't know that they have that dark side behind them. Because of course they'd be hiding it and all that shit. But yeah, that's the thing that sucks about it. Like as a teacher, like well, not as a teacher, but as a school hiring a teacher, you won't know if that person who you just hired is a potential pedophile. You'll never know, like if a person who's working on a television show is a potential pedophile. You never know these things. In fact, hell, you could be talking to somebody or you know somebody personally, and they can end up being a pedophile. You never know, and it scares me. It fucking scares me. Like I'm not kidding you right now. But it's it's just sad because you just can never know unless it's already been out there that this person is a pedophile. But a lot of times you just don't know until they end up say maybe coming out about it or they end up getting caught molesting a child or diddling. It's uh, topics like that just really fucking gives me I hate talking about it because like when you think about stuff like that it's just anyway. But yeah, Julia Vickerman, I think that's the one where she made a Tumblr a while ago and was talking about like creepily talking about how like she saw this 16-year-old guy at a fair and she really wanted to talk with him and she just talked about how like he took a bite out of an apple and how hot or how sexy it was, and it's like oh god, I don't know, it's creepy, but hey, you want to know why she's still getting work and why not a lot of people are talking about it? It's because she's a female. Like, let's really be thinking about this for a second. If she was a male and people found out about these comments about wanting to talk to a young person because he wants to get with them, or they want to try to talk with this person without the parents knowing, or something like that, he would be blasted and he would have his life ruined, as it should be. But with females, for some reason, they get slack for it. Like, not a lot of people talk about it, or what. It's so weird. It's the double standards, man. It's just insane. But yeah, like, the unfortunate part about it is that when it comes to hiring people who are writers or storybook writers or anything like that, you never fully know their background. And so because of that, it's unfortunately kind of unavoidable that you're going to end up hiring somebody that possibly ends up being a pedophile. And it sucks. I wish there was a system in place where you know that stuff beforehand in terms of like, well, I mean, obviously there is, but that's only when they get caught. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like that's the unfortunate part when it comes to hiring people. I mean, obviously, a majority of people that you're going to hire are not going to be pedophiles. Like, I think that's kind of obvious because I don't know how many pedophiles exist, and that's something I don't want to think about. But like, it's it's like, yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's scary, definitely. And especially if you're someone who ends up becoming a parent, you have a child, it scares you even more when you kind of think about that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's stop talking about that because that's but anyway, let's continue on with some of these questions here. Jessica Shulman says, thoughts on toy commercials nowadays? Not much. I mean, they can be annoying sometimes, but hell, the toy commercials that we had growing up were probably annoying to someone that was my age at the time when I was like 5, 6, or 7. You know what I mean? So yeah, but some of them are creative and some of them are like whatever. But yeah, don't really have much thoughts on them. Claude says, "What are your thoughts on Netflix and Nickelodeon multi-year partnership? What do you hope comes from it?" I don't know. I think it might be a good. I don't know, to be honest. Like Nickelodeon might try to start posting more of their shows on Netflix. That's probably a big reason why they're possibly doing it. Might be a big thing that they're gonna do, and it's also possible that they're going to be making a lot of content for Nickelodeon as well, since they also have like kids watching a lot of Netflix, or they have this. I think like on Netflix you can have like certain options. You can have an option for your own um, account. Well, not your own account. Well, technically your own account, but I don't know. Because my mom has an account on Netflix, but I also have like a page on Netflix where it kind of saves the shows that I watch and kind of recommends the kind of shows like it knows the kind of shows I like to watch. So it kind of recommends me some new shows to check out. You know what I mean? And they kind of have like another section where it's just kids shows on Netflix. You can't search for anything else. It's just all kids shows from like Disney, sometimes Nick or what have you. Um, so yeah, so it's kind of they might be trying to make some more content strictly for Netflix, because a lot of people are starting to watch more content online instead of on TV. Like TV ratings are still going down. Certain networks obviously are still getting like millions, but if you take a look at some of the ratings from like Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, or Cartoon Network recently, it's definitely been slipping in the past few years. So who knows what they have to do? They might have to try to adapt a little more, or try to. I don't know. It's difficult, but it's definitely been slipping. So maybe they're trying to stay alive or something like that. I don't know. It's it's a little confusing. Anyway, um, Claude says thoughts on the Kim Possible live action movie. At first when I was watching it, I didn't really mind it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, yeah, this definitely isn't Kim Possible. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really all that good either. And not only that, but when I saw on the original like Kim Possible, um, when I saw the original like the poster when it had like Kim, Athena, I think that was her name, and Ron on it. When I saw the new character Athena, there was just something that told me that she was going to be, especially maybe it could have also been when they said that she was like a very big fan of Kim Possible and they joined together and stuff like that. I was kind of like, okay, that's a little weird, but I felt when I watched that, I was like, yeah, there's something that obviously they're not telling. There's something they're hiding behind. I had a feeling that she was that she was going to end up being the bad guy. And then when I saw that she worked with Draken and Shigo, I was like, no surprise there to me. Like, it just didn't surprise me that she was like a double crosser and whatnot. What did surprise me, however, was apparently she was a goddamn robot. I was like, okay. But other than that, yeah, it was kind of something that I just knew was going to end up happening. And of course, it was very cliched and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, and when I was watching some of the trailers or some of the scenes that they released of the Kim Possible show, which would have been something I could have made a video about, but because I had a couple of clips from the theme song in the and no music, but a couple of clips in the theme song in my video, I wasn't able to broadcast it to anybody. It was just taken down by Disney, and I'm like, oh, well, too bad. Fuck it, But one of the things that I noticed was like the person who was playing Kim Possible in the movie. Like when I was watching some of the trailers, I was watching her doing some of these like action stunts, or her or watching her in some of these action scenes, and I'm like, she is definitely not the person you could have picked. You probably should have tried to have gotten somebody that was actually into gymnastics, which I don't think she was. So, or actually into cheerleading, so she could have naturally had like, she could have done all the flips and all of this and all of that. Or she could have had somebody that was also kind of like a fighter. Like if she was someone if you had somebody that knows, I guess you could say, karate or knows some sort of fighting combat, then it would have made it look a bit more realistic. Because when I saw her doing some of these punches and some of the kicks and whatnot, and I don't know if it was because they slowed down the footage, but it just didn't look like it had any weight or any impact. It just, like it just didn't seem authentic in a way, if that makes any sense. I don't know, it's just a little strange. Or they could have also tried to somehow edit it in a way to make it look a bit more realistic. Or not a bit more realistic, but make the fighting kind of look a bit more real. Like it looked like, oh, you actually hit somebody, or like it looked like her punches had a bit more impact, I guess. You know what I mean? But I mean, even though, yeah, you could say, oh, this is for a kids show and stuff like that, but hell, even the freaking fights in like Casey Undercover, I think that's what the show was called. Yeah, Casey Undercover, they looked a bit more real than the stuff that you saw in Kim Possible, in the Kim Possible movie. So it's like they could have done more, but it's whatever. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I really have to say about it, to be honest. But yeah, yeah, I don't know, but it wasn't my favorite movie. They could have done much better. There was a couple of things that were good, like Rufus was pretty cool, and the person who played Ron was honestly kind of spot on. Even though Ron said a couple of lines that were definitely weird, but I definitely think he kind of embodied who Ron was. Definitely sounded like Ron, so they did pretty good on that one. So there's that. And some of the chemistry between like Shigo and Draken was also pretty good too. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. But again, not one of my favorite movies. um, Northwestern Railway says, yeah, Kim Possible is how to pull. Is Kim is how to pull of a strong female character, female lead. And Powerpuff Girls is another example, the OG one. Yeah, that's true. Again, like I feel as though with a lot of shows back then that I watched that starred female characters, which there's one thing that I do want to mention. Actually, I'll do it a little bit after this. But yeah, a lot of the shows that we had back then definitely starred female characters, but they were like any regular character in a way. And again, they didn't have to constantly be told that, oh, you're a female and you're strong and you're this and yada yada yada. So that's kind of what I appreciate from some of the older cartoons. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, I just need to get some more water because, of course, I get hiccups all the time. It's annoying. Anyway, just hold on for a quick second. Okay, cool. Anyway, so coming back to it, it was just definitely very different. The cartoons back in the day, especially with some of these female characters that you'd see that would always kind of, because I didn't feel any shame watching the Powerpuff Girls. Definitely not. I didn't feel any shame watching Kim Possible. I didn't feel any shame watching That's So Raven. You know what I mean? Like, because especially when you're a boy, like you always kind of get made fun of if you were to watch like a girl show or a show that stars a female. That's always kind of like the thing, especially when you're a kid and you always have this thing where like, oh, girls have cooties and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's definitely like interesting, kind of like just how things are. But the one thing that I wanted to mention when it came to like the comment of like, oh, girl characters and oh, you know how to. If you guys don't know, there was a movie that recently came out. It was a reboot of Charlie's Angels. The movie bombed at the box office, and the director said the reason why the movie didn't do so well is because men do not like seeing female actors or female leads in action movies. Why is it that you have people nowadays, might I add, who when their fucking movie fails, if it doesn't do good or if it doesn't get the good reviews or whatever, they always blame a certain type of audience. They always blame everything. You know, like when you see these people that say, "Oh, the guys don't think that the female characters in the new Ghostbusters are funny." Women are funny, guys, and blah blah blah. Like there was this whole campaign that happened where they started talking about how where they had to point out that females can be funny, and it's like no one was arguing against that. Like it's like, come on, guys. Men clearly find women funny. It's just that in the Ghostbusters trailer that we all saw, we personally did not find that funny. Didn't have anything to do with the fact that they're females. You know, I mean, I'm sure there were a couple of guys out there that were like, "Oh, these females aren't funny. These females aren't funny at all," or something like that. Obviously, but you can't say that for every single guy. That every guy who didn't find the new Ghostbusters movie funny was because they don't find females funny. It's ridiculous. And then again, you have this whole thing where you got these people that are saying, "Oh, men don't like seeing female leads in movies," which is bullshit, by the way. Like, obviously we do. There's been plenty of movies out there that had female-led characters that we liked seeing, and it's like, why do like it? I think they think somehow that this is all just a new concept. Like, oh, we haven't had female characters in movies before. We haven't had female leads in movies before, especially in action movies where a lot of guys see them. It's like they think it's a whole new thing, and it's like, no, it's not. The reason why Charlie's Angels failed is because a lot of people didn't really know about a lot about Charlie's Angels, and also we're so sick and tired of the progressive BS that they put in these movies, and especially when it comes to these female-led movies nowadays. We're tired of the feminist stuff that they put in there. Like, you know, constantly bashing on men, saying all men suck, or saying that, oh, we can be just as good, if not better, and blah, blah, blah. We're tired of that. We are done with the goddamn politics. And it's not just men, by the way. You got women that are also getting tired of these kinds of messages in these movies nowadays. They keep doing it in Hollywood. I don't know why, but they just will not stop. And it's insane. Kind of like, say, for example, Batwoman. That show, I haven't seen an episode of it. I'm not even going to, because I've seen a couple of things, and like it's just like, with all of the progressive and all the crazy political stuff that they put in there, I don't even think I can sit through an episode of this series. But they started talking about how, like, oh, why people don't like it. The actress said that people don't like the show because it stars a lesbian female in an action show. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? It has absolutely nothing with you being a freaking lesbian. I mean, it's like, are you... This is the stuff that... Okay. I might have to end it a lot sooner, because this happened to me twice. And that really, really fucks up the momentum of the stream. So that really irritates me. So yeah, essentially what I'm saying, you know, this whole thing with like how they make these female characters in Hollywood and all that stuff is just, it's ridiculous. And it gets very annoying. Yeah, I'll read a couple of more of these comments, because might try to go through them as fast as I can, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Because yeah, me streaming and then it just shuts off like that seriously irritates me. It's like, Christ. Anyway, Claude says, thoughts on Disney and the controversial movies / scenes. If you're just talking about like some of the stuff that they had back then or whatnot, like, you know, that's history. Like, I've seen a cartoon where Donald Duck was a Nazi. It's honestly the funniest thing I've ever seen, to be honest. And I'm not offended by any of that. Hell, like, I'm not even offended by like some of the Bugs Bunny cartoons where they had these characters, you know, like they had like the black version of Elmer Fudd, or they had what else? Yeah, they have the black version of Elmer Fudd, and they have the black version of Bugs Bunny. I think they made his fur black or something like that. Like, I'm not even offended at that kind of stuff, because I at least can be able to understand that this was back in the day, and times when like obviously, granted, it doesn't make it right and whatnot, but it's not as if like they're making these cartoons today or something. So I can understand it was a different time. Yeah, things can be offensive and whatnot, but it's a different time, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of good to try to learn from them and see how the world used to be back then. You don't necessarily have to like it, obviously, but it's like it's whatever, I guess. Anyway, I'm continuing here. Mr. Eds. It happened again. Okay, yeah, all right. Let's just get to it. But yeah, never really talk about food on this channel, but that might happen. Well, I don't know, but I haven't really tried it, so might try it one day, but I don't think I'm gonna do a food review. Northwestern Railway says fan service killed Star Versus. Yes, it did. Cassandra says, for me, my favorite Disney cartoons, top 3, is Kim Possible, American Dragon, Jake Law. I remember that show. That was. I wished it got a third season, but it is what it is. Hopefully, it can somewhat make kind of a comeback. Oh, I could have mentioned Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. I missed that show. That was a funny show. It was weird and interesting and crazy, but it's still one of my all-time favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I would say it's in the top 3 per se, but it definitely is somewhere, maybe in the top 10 or something. I don't know. Anyway, and Proud Family. For some reason, Proud Family was never one of my favorites, which is strange. Don't ask me why, because I'm sure if I were to watch a couple of episodes of Proud Family, I would probably like it a lot more now than I did before. But when I was younger, it wasn't one of my favorites. Like, it's not that I didn't like it, but it wasn't a show that I would particularly watch or try to watch or anything like that. It's strange. I don't know. Anyway, Claude says in Star Versus, Moon became unlikable. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, oh Jesus. Northwestern Railway says the live action Kim Possible movie is just so fun to pick on. Sean Giabron, I guess, or let's just say the voice actor for Jeff in the Clarence Show, and Draken and Chigo's actors was the best thing about the movie, though. That I can definitely agree on. Jessica says Nickelodeon is stated to show reality TV shows on the Nick channel. I know why. Maybe it's to get more viewers. Do you know why? Well, it could be because of that, but also, and this is for any channel, reality television shows are just a whole lot cheaper to make than a cartoon or a live action, say, sitcom series or any television series that tells a story. It's a lot cheaper to do reality TV series because you don't have to hire writers, you don't have to do this, all those kinds of things. So that's probably one of the reasons why. And I don't know, like that. And maybe they want to try to dip into different kinds of content, be like, okay, we got cartoons, we got some game shows, we have live action sitcoms. Let's try to do a reality show. Lord knows what kind of reality show they're going to be doing, but it'll definitely be interesting. But who knows? I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as I can. Claude says shows that should and should not be rebooted. I don't know. I think maybe that you could possibly reboot or bring back Jimmy Neutron. I liked that show. I don't think it had a dull moment. I would love to see those characters back on the screen again. Like, just not Planet Sheen. that was no, thank you on that one. But the original Jimmy Neutron, I would be fine seeing again. Just hopefully, if they were to bring back that show, they don't screw it up. Shows that shouldn't be rebooted. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure. I can't think of anything at the top of my head right now, to be honest. I don't know. Definitely not Breadwinners or Sanjay and Craig or or Fanboy and Chum Chum. Definitely not. That can stay in hell. That's all I can say. Claudia says thoughts on Frozen 2 if you have seen it. I'm not planning on ever seeing the movie, to be honest, because again, as much as I like the Frozen movie, I'm just kind of sick of it because of how much it's been milked by Disney. And now seeing how amazingly it's been doing in the box office, I know Disney is going to milk it even more, and I am not ready for the fandemonium that is about to happen right now. I'm going to keep hearing that Into the Unknown song Like, it's gotten to the point where every time I hear it in one of those toy commercials with Frozen 2, like, I always either mute the commercial so I don't listen to the song because it's just like, I don't want to hear it anymore. So yeah, but it's interesting because I've heard a couple of people talk about the movie and they say that it's not that good, or they say it's not as good as the second movie. And then there's half of the people that say it's even better than the second movie, probably one of the best Disney animated movies they've made. And it's like, I don't know, but it's interesting. So it's I don't know what else to really say about that, but yeah. And Northwestern Railway 66 says Frozen 2 had female led leads, and look at how that's doing at the box office. Good point. For a person who is in the movie industry saying that guys don't like seeing female leads in movies, you certainly are very ignorant to all the other movies that have female leads that have done well. Like, Jesus Christ, anyone who thinks like that is a goddamn moron. Like, you are a freaking moron if you really think that guys do not like seeing female leads in movies. If you think that guys do not like seeing female leads in action movies either, you're a dumbass. You're a complete dumbass. That's all I have to say. And I guess that was the final comment. So, with that being said, I think that's where we're going to end it there, especially since these streams are just like keep cutting off and whatnot. So that's just getting irritating. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I definitely should probably just change the title, maybe. I mean, I don't think it's really a point, but yeah, because I said a possible Reddit thread sharing, and it's like, yeah, I think I'll just keep that in the videos and whatnot. Yeah, but like, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving as well. Got another comment here. That'll be the last one. Even Universal Kids TV shows, shows, and Discovery Family Channel. Yeah, that's right. Universal Kids. The only show I watch on Universal Kids, I'm not even gonna lie about this, is Mighty Mike. It's such a funny show, to be honest. Like, it's just about a dog. It's a non-verbal show as well. But it's just basically kind of like about a dog that's trying to impress this other dog that lives right next door. Kind of lives in like this pretty rich house, but there's raccoons that are always trying to steal food or always trying to steal certain things, and he's always trying to stop. It's funny to me because the animation's pretty damn good. And some of the antics that they do, they get the slapstick right. So that is honest. It's a show that I really, really, really enjoy. I didn't think I would enjoy it because I was honestly just watching it once just to see what the heck it was, and I was kind of curious about it. But now I kind of watch the show almost every time it comes on, or at least I try to watch it every time it comes on. It's just so funny to me, and I just really, really love the show. It's hilarious. But yeah, those shows have like certain reality series as well. And again, it's because it's kind of just cheaper to do that sometimes, and it's always interesting to see different kinds of shows on these channels as well. So you never know, and they might want to. You never fully know all the content or all the reasons as to why they decide to do that. So it's always kind of interesting. Northwestern Railway says, I've been meaning to check out There's Waldo 2. But, oh wait, are you saying that you were trying to check out Where's Waldo? Or, yeah, that's what you said. I've been meaning to check out Where's Waldo 2, but So have you seen Mighty Mike before, I guess? Maybe, I don't know. Or you probably just seen any show on Universal Kids, I don't know. Yeah, the Where's Waldo show is not, like, I don't know. It's definitely a lot different than what I thought, and it wasn't really my thing when I first saw a couple of episodes. No, like, I only saw, like, maybe 15 minutes of an episode, and I was like, I don't think it's really my thing. I really, honest to God, don't know. But, yeah, so, either way, but that's kind of why these shows, I guess, why Universal Kids and Discovery Family has these, and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, definitely going to be ending the stream right now. And they say, what are your thoughts on reality TV shows and kids channels? Honestly, I don't care about them. Like, I guess they're okay. Like, it's not really doing any harm, but I don't know. Like it doesn't really matter to me. So it's like it's whatever. But yeah, again, gonna try to end the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, I really do like streaming with you guys. It's always a lot of fun, except for the goddamn cutoffs that I always get with this stupid app for some reason. So that's irritating. But either way, and either or, yeah. So I don't know when I'm gonna do another stream, but definitely like since apparently Alex is able to edit videos again, expect another video maybe to come out this week and might come out sometime next week. Not 100% sure. Still going to try to figure out what video I want to do. Most likely it's going to be a Reddit thread since I've done a lot of video talk about certain topics on the streams and kind of a bit too late to do a video on them now. But yeah, so either or, expect maybe a video sometime this week or maybe sometime next week. Yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for checking out the stream. See you guys next time. And remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Take care.